Hello guys, Jamboo here and welcome to another video where today we're going to be testing out EA's new patch. And you guys tend to like these because it normally ends up with me just mocking how their patches either made the game worse or done absolutely nothing. So we're going to see how it is. If you enjoy these, do leave a like. And a quick one for you guys. If you are looking for the best rewards during Premier League Team of the Season, that is this weekend coming up, I will leave a link in the pinned comment. The spots are selling out, but I know a lot of you guys like to get in late. So if you are interested, book in. We'll get you the best rewards. And let's get into the video. If you need the cheapest FC25 coins to build your super team, then check out MMOEXP by clicking the link down below and use code JAMBOO for 8% off. Okay, so this patch apparently is meant to be quite significant. It's one of the bigger ones, which is supposed to be fixing the 91 plus depth, which, if you've been living under a rock, the game basically presses for you. The defensive line pushes up, and it makes it nigh on impossible to build up in the middle of the pitch. So the way we're going to test this is I'm going to go into a rivals game, and I'm actually going to use the 95 depth, and we're just going to see if EA are just waffling, or if maybe this depth has actually been sorted out and it's not just too OP anymore. Let's see how it goes, and I'll show you the team that I'm going to be using. Right, so I'm going to use a 4-2-4 with 95 depth. I've got a team here on my own account that I've thrown together. We've got some cracked out loans and stuff like that. We're actually going to go into champs because I don't play on my own account and they've relegated me down to a lower division. And I want to actually test this against somebody, you know, that has hands. So we're going to go into champs and let's see how it goes. Alright, so we are getting into the game. The real test here is going to be seeing, like, when our opponent has the ball and he's attacking us in our half, whether our defence is pushing up and just not letting him do anything in the build-up. That's going to be, like, the real test here. That alongside, you know, whether we're going to be able to just win the ball up high and stuff like that. As you can see, I mean, the defence is definitely stepping up still, as you would expect, because it is 95 depth. But what it's about, you know, is whether it's actually going to impact the game in, like, a negative way. We've had a bit of a disastrous start here. I'm going to test out the Travellas as well, because I'm assuming that they're still going to be, like, absolutely busted. And you can tell that this is my first game on, because this is some insane rust happening right now. The defence... That is crazy, by the way. The defence is still stepping up. Like, he played that really well. It actually did look like there that he didn't have much to work with. I think he just handled that situation really well. Going for some sort of cutback here. Cut it back into our player. 1-0, just like that. Beautiful stuff. I want to see... Not off a kick-off as well, because anyone can score off a kick-off. This just stinks of it, doesn't it? Hello? Okay, yeah, I want to test our opponent, like, trying to build up in the middle of the pitch and just see if he has, like, no room to work with, because that is going to be the real tester here. Let's try and get the ball out wide for a Salah finesse. That is the plan. Greened it as well. That's unlucky. Alright, so he's winning the ball here. He's in the transition. Is our defence just going to sort of step up and make it difficult? It really does look like it still is, to be completely honest with you. There is no way. I can tell you right now already that, like, it's still... Some Travella. It is still going to be viable, like, to use this depth. And the reason for that is I can see the team still pushing up and shutting out, like, that middle of the pitch area. Like, this guy, he's actually pretty decent. Like, for a random champs playoff game, he's actually playing really well here. We should win the ball back there. That is absolutely shocking. We know he's got the Travella in the locker, so we've got to be careful for that. We'll get the ball out wide. That is a beautiful double tap through ball. We should be able to go all the way here. He has moved the keeper, and it was nearly an own goal. I'm also interested to see, like, whether we're going to be able to just win the ball up high. Not the best place for it there on a corner. Bro, this guy's cracked. Okay, we'll take our time, go for the build-up here. I want to Really attempt like a Trivela. That is what I want to see. Green. Oh, man. But he's just blocking everything. It's so frustrating. Okay, so we win the ball here. These are the areas. So we've got the ball like on halfway. The defence is still so high, and they are cutting off that room in the middle. This guy's just somehow working absolute miracles. I don't know how the guy has still got the ball. See if we can get our players on some runs here. That would be ideal. Pass just went to neither of the players that I'm aiming at. That's frustrating. One thing I will say from what I've noticed so far is winning the ball like high up, you don't seem to have that same press. But the issue is still coming, it seems, when you're in sort of like that middle area of the pitch. The team is still pressing up too much and leaving not much space in the middle. You got to think we're also using a formation here, which like naturally leaves the midfield open anyway. So it's not going to be like, he's going to be able to exploit it easier than what you normally would. We'll go for a nice player lock here. One extra pass. It's unlucky. But I'm using the offside traps, trying to raise the line. You can see here, these areas, there is just not a lot of room for him to build up. We've had an auto offside trap there. I really, genuinely, even though we're 2-1 down here, we're just testing stuff. It doesn't seem to have really done much. I can't lie to you. It is like still the exact same glaring issue that we've just seen before, and it's still happening. That is shocking from me. Try and cut it back for one more. Bit of technical dribbling. Gameplay feels really bad today. I hope that's just a EA, you know, standard thing and not this patch. I'm going to try and cut inside. Yeah, I mean, the defence is, they're just getting out there to the attack still. It really does not feel like much has changed. Beautiful speed boost there. We should be able to play a lot inside. Good defending from the opponent. Here again, you know, we're in this sort of middle of the pitch area. Just no room to work with. Like, you force your opponent into the through balls and stuff, and they're just absolutely lost. Like, there's nowhere to go. It just makes the build-up so horrible to play. Maybe it's a tiny bit more open, but like in general, it's feeling more of just the same old, to be completely honest with you. Is he actually going to win a corner off that? That is insane. But we've got to try and find a way to actually turn this around, because this has been a horror show performance. I don't know how this guy just keeps getting the ball. And again, EA Sports, please, throw me a bone here, because this is crazy. It's one major issue, and I don't know how it's not been fixed yet. This, like, you're tackling people and they just keep getting the ball back. It is such a big issue. Like, from a skill gap perspective, it just can't run. Like, it really can't. You do good defending, you press the tackle button at the right time, and the ball is just ping-ponging everywhere and just like landing straight back at your opponent's foot. It's infuriating to play. We'll go for a speed boost here, see what we can muster up. We'll go for another one. Can we get in behind? Maybe. Try and cut the ball back. He's somehow got a toe on it. Definitely, I would say them areas there, like where I just lost the ball, you don't seem to be getting that same auto press that you used to. Like, I'm not winning the ball crazy high up. But like I said, the issue isn't so much that. It's actually the build-up, like, in the middle of the pitch. Like, when he's in your half trying to build up, that's where it's just, like, too congested. And it feels like absolutely nothing's changed. I think that's a far bigger issue than, like, just having a high line and winning the ball, you know, high up the pitch. See if we can get another little speed boost going. Didn't quite pan out how I wanted it to. We'll take our time here. Drill it into Eusebio. Salah finesse, maybe. If I green that, it has a chance of going in, but I'm playing really bad today. Speed boost. Nope. See here, like, the press there, it's just not quite there. The players are definitely more dropped back. It's these areas. You see, like, the line sort of steps up there. Like, yeah, it's still a horrific experience in terms of actually just building up in the middle of the pitch. There is zero room to work with, and that's how it was, you know, before. With red time, that if I green that, it's a guaranteed goal. I don't know what's wrong with me right now. Take our time here. Bit of R1 dribbling. That's shocking, man. I really hope for FC26 that the game speed is sped up. Like, I'm so tired of being stuck in animations and, like, just not being able to move half the time. It's infuriating. It just feels like everything on this game takes an absolute age to do. It's just not. It's not what you want to be seeing. Salah speed boost. Can he get away? Nearly. There's absolutely no room. That was a beautiful bit of R1 dribbling, but he's defended it well in the end. We'll try and cut the ball sort of back towards the edge of the box, maybe. Nope. Can we win it back? That is what I was saying about earlier. Like, he's read that well, and he's intercepted it. And his reward is, like, the ball just bouncing straight back to me, and it's like nothing happened. Green times, good save from his keeper. That Buffon is absolutely cracked, by the way. I think it's that far reach play style, if that's the one he has. Like, it's just crazy. Cut the ball back into Drogba. This guy, I don't know what tactics he's using. This is what people were saying. They thought that if this patch, like, really affected the depth, people are just going to be sitting in, like, these low blocks. Seems to be what this guy's trying to do, because there is absolutely no room to work with. I just got such a weird animation with Hullet there, and it just messed my whole plan up of scoring that Trivella. Yeah, I mean, the middle of the pitch is so unbelievably congested still. Probably a goal. Yeah, he's green timed it as well. This opponent was really decent. You don't normally play people like this in, like, a first game of champs, but here we are. We're about to take an L. Unless we can score, like, now, and then we've got an outsider's chance. He is sat in some sort of, like, low block, absolutely just absorbing the pressure and counter-attacking, and I feel absolutely helpless for it. It is so difficult to break this guy down. It is crazy. Right, we'll see if we can take a long throw here. Do up a little speed boost. We'll recycle the ball back to the edge. You just can't react. I really, really hope that this particular game has been a one-off, because this gameplay absolutely stinks. It feels like I cannot move, genuinely. Like, it's... Don't get me wrong, like, I've not played well, like, by any means, but yeah, it's miserable. So miserable. I'm losing the ball, and it makes me look like an idiot. And at times this game, I have been an idiot, but I promise you, I'm not as bad as what it's showing here. There's just no room to work with. The gameplay's slow and delayed, and it's just horrible. Like, absolutely horrible to play. Cut back here, speed boost. He's defended it well. Driven pass, one more into Drogba, and yeah, he's just had so many bodies back. Like, the whole game makes it so difficult, and then we just get counter-attacked, and it seems to be that is what this meta could be now, if people aren't going to run the high depth anymore, which, to be fair, I don't see why... Well, I say I don't see why you wouldn't, but we've run the high depth here, and, like, this guy is just... He's just soaking it up and countering. So maybe... I don't know. Maybe more's changed than what I was giving it credit for. But, I mean, if this one game is anything to go off, it is a miserable, miserable experience. That's crazy. But yeah, that is GG's, sadly. See if we can get a consolation goal. Play a lot? Nope.
They've lost it.
The team is still pressing like high, and it seems fine. I think we got pretty unlucky. Like, we've matched this absolute sweat in game 1 of Champs playoffs, by the way, which is, I mean, it's just unfortunate. But yeah, overall, my thoughts based off that one game, I think I'm going to be playing myself some old gen, boys. I can't lie, because that was pretty miserable.